Jesus, right? So we're going to give you what Jesus really looked like, because we've been lied to, right? They gave us this image when we got out them slave ships. You know what I'm saying? They beat that into us till we believed it. But that's not what the Bible really says. That's not what the Bible depicts Christ looking like. Let's get that in Revelation 1 and 14. So I'm going to show you, according to the Bible, what Christ really looked like. All right, so pay attention. I'm going to show you what Christ really looked like according to the scripture.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So Christ, his head and his hairs were white like wool. The hair on his head, the hairs on his face were white and woolly. So who has sheep texture hair on earth? Who has that kind of hair? You don't know? Take a look. Does this man have white woolly hair? What about this man? That man does, right? So blacks, we grow woolly hair. Wool comes in 3 colors. It comes in white, black, and brown. We the only ones that can grow that kind of texture of hair in those colors. You see what I'm saying? Read from the top again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
And it was fully white. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. What color is a flame? Red, right? So Christ had red eyes. Is this man, does he have red eyes? Now he got blue eyes, right? Green eyes. This man, his eyes are as a flame of fire. His eyes are red because he drank wine. So I'm saying he drank wine that made his eyes turn red. Keep reading.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And it says his feet were like fine brass. What color is brass? What color is a penny? It's brown, right? A penny's brown. So Christ's feet were brown. But how brown were they? Keep reading.
As if they burned in a furnace.
Christ is so dark it looks like he burned in a furnace. If you take anything, you burn it in a fire, what color does it turn? It turns what color? Black, right? So what color was Christ? He was black. So this man, that's the devil down there. You see what I'm saying? That's the devil. This is what your Savior truly looks like. You see what I'm saying? Now, I went over. So what's your race again? Judah. You an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. What color is Christ? Black. See what I'm saying? That's we were taught lies through Christianity. So now you know what your Savior truly looks like. Now, let's go over some things. Do you eat pork? You know, a pig? Do you eat bacon, stuff like that? All right, let's get that in a bit. So us being Israelites, we got to keep God's laws. One of God's laws is he gave us a dietary law, what we can eat and what we can't eat. So we're going to read some. Read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 4. Verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
So the swine is a pig. The Lord said we can't eat a pig. You see what I'm saying? So if you love God and you love Christ, are you going to eat pig anymore? You ain't going to eat it. Because think about it like this, right? A pig eats anything. You can throw anything in front of a pig and he'll eat it. And the pig doesn't have the proper digestive system. Whatever he eats retains in him. So if a pig eats a dead squirrel or he eats somebody's throw up or something, right? And you eat it, and you eat that same pig, you're consuming the same things that he ate. You see what I'm saying? And what comes behind us eating unclean foods like pork? What do our people usually get? High blood pressure, right? High blood pressure. What's some other high blood pressure? What else? Gout. All these different diseases come behind eating these unclean foods. Diabetes, right? All these things come behind eating swine. So that's why the Lord loved us so much. He told us not to eat it. You see what I'm saying? So we should love him back to obey them. You know what I'm saying? Do you eat shrimp or anything? eat crab, none of that, right? So the Lord tell us we can only eat things with fins and scales, right? So we can't eat shrimp, crab, or lobster, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, give me Deuteronomy 28. Now I'm gonna show you slavery in the Bible, because we were taught it in school, but we never knew that it was in the Bible, and that the Bible is really talking about us. You see what I'm saying? 28 and 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So this is Moses talking to these people on this side. He said it's gonna come to pass. Meaning in the future, something's gonna happen to y'all. Keep reading.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said, if we didn't do his commandments, our forefathers, if they didn't keep the commandments of God, that the Lord was going to put curses on us. A curse is a good thing or a bad thing? A bad thing, right? All right, let's get 60. So this is one of the bad things the Lord said would happen to his chosen people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because they didn't want to listen. So this is one of the bad things. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Lord said he will bring us into Egypt again with ships. Egypt means slavery, right? So read it from the top again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Lord said he will bring us back into slavery again with ships. Who went into slavery with ships? Black people did, right? Hispanic people did. Native Americans did. These are all God's people. And all God's people went into slavery on ships. That's in the Bible. But they don't teach us that in school. They just teach us that it just happened. But there was a reason behind it, because we didn't want to keep the commandments of God. See what I'm saying? So in order for us to come out of these curses, we got to keep the commandments. You see what I'm saying? So read from the top again and finish it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
So we wouldn't see our homeland again, right? We originally from Northeast Africa, but we were took from the west coast of Africa. But we would, in overall, never see our homeland again. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And there,
right? Wherever we landed on those ships, come over and take a look at this close. Wherever we landed on these ships, right? We were took from the west coast of Africa, you see. We were carried to South America, the islands in between, North America, right? All these places where we were took. You see at the bottom of the posters, look how they had us stacked on them ships. You see what I'm saying? If you had to defecate, right? If you had to use the restroom, who would it fall on? It'll fall on the person beneath you. You see what I'm saying? All these atrocities happen to us because we didn't want to keep the commandments of God. You see what I'm saying? That's why this stuff happened. So in there, right?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So in there, wherever we land on those ships, right? We will be sold, right? Look at this poster. Look at the right hand bottom corner. You see how they got them on the auction block? We were sold to our enemies. Now, who sold and bought us? What race of people did that? You ain't gotta be scared to say who did it. The whites did. That's who did it. But the Lord called them our enemies. They ain't our friends. You see what I'm saying? Do friends put friends in shackles and chains and beat them on their back? They don't do that. You see what I'm saying? But today our people have learned and have considered these people to be our friends, our buddies. But no, these are the same people that did these atrocities. You see what I'm saying? The Lord called them our enemies. But the reason the Lord sent them against us is because we didn't want to keep the commandments of God. You see what I'm saying? So, keep reading.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So slave man and slave woman, we were sold. That's what happened to us because we didn't want to keep the commandments. Were we sold in slavery? That happened, right? That's in the Bible. That's what the Lord said he would do to the American blacks, Judah, right, and on down if they didn't keep the commandments of God. That's what the Lord said he would do. Keep reading.
For bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you.
No man shall save us. That's what buy means. No man will redeem us from slavery and the conditions we still in today. Right? Do you think we are blessed people or a cursed people today? Do we look blessed? Look around. Do we look like a blessed people? Does it look like God dwells among us? It doesn't, right? God does dwell among us, but we have been subject to the curses of the Bible to where the Lord can't defend us no more. Let's get 16 real quick. I'm going to show you how we are not a blessed people today. Read 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in this city.
So the Lord said we will be cursed in the cities of America and across the earth. When you look at Atlanta, right? Or you go to Chicago or New York, right? In the big cities, where you gonna find our people at? Our people living in the suburbs, in the big nice houses, with the mansions, with the gated communities. What we living in? Come talk to me. What we living in? Are we living in the bottom or are we at the top? We at the bottom, right? So I'm saying that's what the Lord said. He'll put us at the bottom in society, in the cities, because we don't want to listen. So I'm saying, keep reading.
Cursed shall thou be in the city. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Cursed shall we be in the field. Now, let's see. Take a look at this poster over here. What we doing in the field right there? You see where that man back whipped at? Look to the left at the top. What we doing in the field? We picking cotton, right? So the Lord said we will be cursed in the field. Is that a blessing to be picking cotton? No, that's a curse. The Lord said he would do. Not also, did we just pick cotton? We pick rubber, right? We pick tobacco, sugar cane, right? All these things. We got gold at the mines. We still cursed in the field today. You see what I'm saying? Even in job. You see what I'm saying? We the first, fire, last, hire, all these different things. You see what I'm saying? And our people still, the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Hispanics, guess what? They got them picking fruit, all that, for low wage. See what I'm saying? We still in slavery and bondage to this day, right? Give me Baruch 3 and 8. So, like I said, we still in bondage to this day, but does the Bible say that? We're gonna see. We're gonna see the Bible tell us, because our people think we still free. Do you think we free in society? We ain't a free people, right? Because think about it like this: you're subject to their education, right? You gotta wake up Monday through Friday to go to their school system, right? Is that free? No, that's not free. You gotta learn their education. We gotta go to these folks for everything because we don't want to listen to God. Baruch 3 and 8.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
The Lord said, we are yet this day in our captivity. So wherever we were took on them slave ships, right? Those places where we were took, we still subject to slavery in the same places we docked in. You see what I'm saying? So, like we in Georgia right now, right? The ships docked in Georgia, all across the south, right? And the north too. So wherever we were took to these places, we still in captivity. You see what I'm saying? But our people, the white man done gave them a car and a job and a little house, they think they free. You see what I'm saying? But no, we are not free. It's all a delusion to make us think we free, but we really not. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading from the top again.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
And the Lord scattered us for a reproach and a curse. Wherever we were docked at on them ships, we were going to be as a reproach, meaning all the heathen would come against us, right? None of the nations would want to deal with us. They would put us in redliners. We would be a reproach and a curse. Like I read to you, a curse in the city. You see how we live in Section 8s? Do the white man, do we live in Section 8?